Hello, my crafty friends. It's Andrea from Prairie Sky Paper Crafts, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Manitoba. Today we are making a holiday card with some not traditional holiday stuff from the catalog. We've got Nature's Beauty, which is one of my very favorite stamp sets in the annual catalog. We will be using Perfectly Plaid, but the stamp set that I'm using is May This Special Season Be Wrapped in Love and Joy. Excuse me. Of course, Stampin' Seal, Memento Black. And the papers that I'm using are this swirly oil painting almost looking paper from the annual catalog. This paper pack is called, let me just double check and make sure that I get the name right. It is called the In Good Taste. It's one of my favorites. It's on page 132. It's got all kinds of textural patterns that I absolutely love, love, love. And the other paper that I'm using is also from the annual catalog on page 130. It's this one down here, Beauty of the Earth. So it's kind of wintry, but not specifically Christmassy. So I've also got two pieces cut out using these two dies from the Stitched So Sweetly die set. I absolutely love this die set. The scalloped edges, it's always something that I've loved. And the stitching detail just really helps pull everything together. Now this is going to be a pretty straightforward card to put together. The most complicated part, I think, is cutting it out. Now I did do a paper saver. So this layer is our base layer. It's going to be going over top of our card base. Nobody's going to see it. So you might as well save some paper and pop it out. The Not Quite Navy, or Night of Navy, I should say, sorry, is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to cut this piece. This is the flip side of it. So really either one would be perfect for this card, but I'm going to use the pine tree kind of side. And this one's cut to 4, and I'm just going to trim it down to 5 1/4. So we've got that layer done. I don't know, when you use your trimmer, does your shirt ever get caught into it? It seems like every single time I have to pull the fabric out of my trimmer before I take it off my desk. Anyway, we're just going to run 2 strips of adhesive on the outside, just making sure that you don't run adhesive where your card base is going to be. You could always put the blue layer onto your base first, and then you don't have to worry about it sticking to your desktop. So then we're just going to put our stamp on this piece. Oh, under the catalogs, of course. Grab my deer. And then we're just going to ink it up. Now, I've used the stamp oodles and oodles of times, so I'm not going to stamp it off to make sure that we're going to get good coverage, because I know we will. But if it is the first time using it, you might want to test it off onto a scrap piece of paper first, just to make sure that you're going to get a really good impression. And I'm going to eyeball it to center. Okay, and then there's our deer. Actually, oops, I think maybe the sentiment's going to go on the inside for this one. Now, that's not something that I typically do. I like to leave the inside blank. But I think with this one, we want the images to stand on their own. And I'm just going to grab a sheet of dimensionals and 4, one on each corner. If you guys have been with me any time, this is our standard drill. It's usually 4 unless it's an odd shape. And then we're just going to center this guy, and let's see, what have I got handy for gems? I think we'll use these ones. Any guesses what I'm looking for right now? My take your pick tool has vanished before my very eyes. I swear, I had it on my desk just before I started. Oh well. Not a big deal. We're just going to add a few of these dots to our project. I'm just going to do 3 kind of random. And then grab a base. Now my bases, I like to cut a whole bunch of them. This is basic white, 8.5 by 5.5. And then I'm just going to... You can use your trimmer if you've got the Stampin' Up! Trimmer. It's also got the scoring blade. You can do that. If I'm doing a whole bunch of bases all at once, I will score, get it done, excuse me, and then just cut it in half from there, because usually I do most of my cards this way. I don't usually do the long and narrow, just because when I'm packaging them up, if I'm selling them or something, I like to be able to put it into the package so that people purchasing them can take a peek and see what the inside is. So I'm just going to grab my block here. Oops. And we'll do Memento Black for this one. Ah, I got a smudge. Okay, not a big deal. So we're just going to flip it. This is now going to be the outside of my card, and this is going to be the inside of my card. And straight, centered-ish. Sometimes I'll stamp at the bottom, just so that the person writing the message has a little bit more uninterrupted space to get their message onto the card. All right, so then burnish it this way. And then I'm just going to add our adhesive to our card front. And there we go. Our card done. Seasonal, Christmassy, but not really. The message really isn't there until you open it up. So let me know what you think of this card. Don't forget to hit subscribe down below so you're notified every single time a brand new tutorial comes up. And also hit subscribe for my newsletter down below in the link. And be sure to pop over to join my VIP group as well. In my VIP, that's the only place that I'm doing my 12 days of Christmas inspiration this year. So I do hope that you'll check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.